many of the individuals that I'm meeting with, they're in their 30s and 40s, and they have these annuities. These annuities are super expensive, and they're really meant to deal with individuals who either are super scared of the stock market or they need income from that particular asset.
Welcome to the M-Advisor podcast. I'm Paul Morton, a certified financial planner professional. The M-Advisor podcast exists to help busy professionals get an educated and clear vision about money. Talking about money is difficult enough as it is. Discover the confidence in creating a customized financial plan in a calm and casual environment. Not every professional should have the same financial plan. Everyone is different. Let's celebrate that. Every financial plan should be different too. Music used in this show is by the band Forum. Discussions in this show should not be construed as specific recommendations or investment advice. Always consult with your investment professional before making important investment decisions. Securities offered through Cambridge Investment Research Inc., a broker-dealer. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Cambridge Investment Research Advisors Inc., a registered investment advisor. Cambridge and M-Advisor are not affiliated.
Welcome to the M-Advisor podcast. I'm Paul Morton. The M-Advisor podcast comes out on payday, the 15th and 30th of each month. Today we're going seasonal with the scary theme for Halloween, and we're talking about scary, unsuitable transactions. So I'm going to just describe a few of the things that I run into on a fairly consistent basis. Working with lots of physicians, I see so many unsuitable transactions, and quite frankly, it is a little scary. So one of the most frequent things I see when someone comes in and meets with me, I ask, hey, what have you done so far? There's almost always an annuity, especially if there is money from an old retirement plan where maybe they either accumulated in residency or at like a first job. And if they've met with a quote unquote financial professional, aka insurance agent, then someone rolled that old retirement plan into an annuity. And if that's the case, there's usually a crazy surrender charge. A surrender charge is a fee taken from the annuity if you cash out too early. And sometimes these surrender charges last like 15 years, meaning you have to keep the annuity invested for 15 years or longer in order to escape the surrender charge. And typically, the longer the surrender charge, the higher the commission. So the problem with this is that many of the individuals that I'm meeting with, they're in their 30s and 40s, and they have these annuities. These annuities are super expensive, and they're really meant to deal with individuals who either are super scared of the stock market or they need income from that particular asset. And it's usually like a $15,000 or $20,000 annuity, which doesn't do anything for the client. It was just a way to generate a commission for the insurance agent. Additionally, the annuity is supposed to take money, invest it, and allow that money to have tax-deferred growth. If the money is already in a retirement plan, IRA, 401k, 403b, etc., it already has the tax-deferred growth component attached to it. So there is essentially no reason for the annuity in the first place other than to charge fees and commissions. The next scary, unsuitable transaction that I run into all the time is with disability insurance. Another scary, unsuitable transaction that I see from time to time, and I don't see this as much anymore, although I saw this a lot a long time ago, is having a term insurance policy, a term life insurance policy inside an irrevocable life insurance trust. A term life insurance policy is usually used to, quote unquote, rent a term policy or rent a death benefit for, let's call it 20 years. And then after 20 years, it goes away. When you put an insurance policy in an irrevocable life insurance trust, or an ILIT for short, you have to designate a trustee to manage that policy. So you basically have to get permission to make changes on the policy. And it can be a little onerous to do so because the whole point of the ILIT or the irrevocable life insurance trust is that you no longer have control of the life insurance. Someone else has control of it, and that's one of the factors that makes it irrevocable. Term insurance plans, when they run their course after, let's just say, 20 years, some will just automatically cancel, but many these days will not. A lot of term insurance plans will convert or change to a permanent policy. And the permanent policy that these convert or change to are usually ultra expensive. So you might go from paying $1,000 a year for a term insurance plan, and that $1,000 per year is constant over these 20 years of this level term insurance plan. Then in year 21, when the level term period expires and it converts or changes to a different kind of term life insurance, you might have $1,000 annual premium in year 20, and then like a $15,000 or $20,000 annual premium in year 21. And the individual who has to pay the premium is different than the trustee established to manage the policy. And sometimes that is a difficult policy to shut down because the individual who's paying the premium and who is insured doesn't have control over the policy. And it was a term life insurance policy intended for a short period of time, put into an irrevocable life insurance trust, which is intended for an entire lifetime. So that is a very scary, unsuitable transaction. And finally, this again deals with life insurance, and I see this all the time, is somebody having a life insurance policy that is a term life insurance policy that is an increasing term life insurance plan. Not a level term where you have a level premium amount for, let's say, 20 years, and then you can discard the insurance policy after that. It is an increasing premium for a term life insurance plan. So what that does is each year the premium resets based on your age that year. If you're 30 years old, then you pay for 1 year what a 30-year-old would pay for a term premium. And then the next year you're 31. So then your premium bumps up to an age 31 individual. Well, this scale slides so quickly a little later in life and becomes so expensive. I had a client where I did a cost analysis in a 20-year period in looking at changing from their current term plan, which was an increasing term plan, to a level term plan. And by doing so, if they were to get a more expensive health rating, which we had anticipated just because years had passed since they had applied for the insurance in the first place, with a more expensive health rating, they would save $108,000 over 20 years in term insurance costs. It was astounding to me that the savings were that much and that the term insurance on the increasing term plan grew and rose so rapidly. So I actually have a list about double what I've covered today. But in the spirit of Halloween and all things scary, these are a few unsuitable transactions that are, to me, pretty scary. If you have one of those unsuitable transactions, it might be time to review and just understand what you have, what decisions you've made, and then you can determine if that is still suitable or if that was never suitable for your financial plan. Thank you for listening. I'm Paul Morton with MAdvisor. MAdvisor helps physicians create their financial plans. You can visit m-advisor.com. There's more information there. There is more content there, articles, videos, and you can ask questions directly to me there as well. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. I'm Paul Morton. Once again, this is the MAdvisor podcast.